Meanwhile, Israel, as we speak, is mustering tanks at its northern border ahead of what's expected to be a limited incursion into Lebanon to push Hezbollah terrorists and their rockets further away from the Israeli border. Here, though, we face our own battle for civilization, for our values. Now, yesterday I showed more examples of ABC bias in reporting this war, promoting, in my opinion, pro-Hezbollah voices. But today came this extraordinary exchange between an ABC reporter and Peter Dutton after the opposition leader demanded that the Albanese government take action to make sure it was illegal to fly the terrorist flag of Hezbollah, as we saw on the weekend. But what about Israel's flag, the ABC reporter asked. Bang.
Groups have commented on the hypocrisy of that situation because there are no bans currently on Israeli flags being raised, despite 45,000 people dying at the hands of the Israeli government.
Well, Israel is a democracy. It's not run by a terrorist organisation. Hezbollah is a terrorist organisation. They're a listed terrorist organisation. And if people are in favour of a terrorist organisation, they should declare it and the authorities should deal with them.
And if not a number of deaths, what determines the fact that Hezbollah...
What, sorry?
What determines the fact that Hezbollah is a terrorist organisation, even though many...
Where are you from, I'm sorry? Which organisation?
ABC.
ABC. So what's the question from the ABC, just to be very clear? What was the question you asked?
I just wanted to understand...
No, you asked the question about the listing, so I want you to just ask that question again.
If you could just sort of explain what determines something as a terrorist organisation.
Well, I had presumed, up until this point at least, that the ABC supported the government's laws, and the government has passed laws supported on a bipartisan basis, but not by the ABC, it seems, in relation to the prescribing or the listing of a terrorist organisation. Hezbollah, under Australian law, is a listed terrorist organisation. Now, if the ABC doesn't support that, they should be very clear about it, because I think that's quite a departure. But you asked me why our country has listed Hezbollah. They're a terrorist organisation. They organise terrorist attacks. And if that is not clear to the ABC, then I think the ABC is in greater trouble than even I first imagined.
That wasn't my question.
Just a quick memo to the ABC. Among the many terrorist attacks committed by Hezbollah, including on American soldiers, was one on a Jewish cultural centre in Argentina. Nearly 90 people killed. Seriously. Joining me is Michael Sukkar, the Shadow Minister for Housing, NDIS and Social Services, who also has Lebanese background through his father. Michael Sukkar, thank you so much for your time. What did you make of that exchange?
Well, I think it's, in some respects, entirely unsurprising that the ABC seems to be running interference on something that I think any decent-minded Australian would agree with, and that's that Hezbollah and symbols that represent Hezbollah or Hamas should be banned. These are terrorist organisations. Let's be frank, not a line ball call to state that these are terrorist organisations. If that ABC journalist wants to understand why we don't think Hezbollah symbols should be shown, I think we can just mention suicide bombings, car bombings, plane hijackings, murders, kidnapping, rape, torture, short and long-range missiles into Israel, murdering Israeli citizens. They were indicted for assassinating the Lebanese Prime Minister, Rafik Hariri. I'm not sure what more the ABC would need for us to demonstrate that Hezbollah is a terrorist organisation, but it's a pretty damning list, and I commend Peter Dutton for the way he handled that, because I think most of us would have been absolutely incredulous if we had received a similar sort of question and statement from any reporter, let alone an ABC reporter.